Hey, what up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Happy November. Happy fourth quarter. Look what I got. Mailbox money. Just kidding. That's my very first check, official check, as a real estate agent. Yay. Check this out. 2 kids passed out in the back. It's the only way, new parent tip, if you're new to having 2 babies, that's the only way to get them to sleep at the same time consistently. Drive around. Anyway, so I got my first check, and it is for a whopping $237. Yes. Why is it so low? Because it is a referral for a 12-month lease for a rental. I help somebody rent a 4-bedroom house. And I touched on this a little bit in a previous video, but I kind of wanted to delve into it more because I think this is very important. And really it comes down to a question of value. Oftentimes money, compensation, and value don't necessarily line up and correlate 100%. So, how did it come to be that my first real estate check is not even enough to cover my MLS dues? Another side note, one of my challenges in my first quarter as an agent is the fees. Oh my goodness. A lot of people ask me, how much is real estate school? How much does it cost to get licensed? The real cost comes after you get licensed and you've got to join the association, the board, pay your dues, MLS. It's a lot. And the quote that comes to mind, during the California gold rush, there were people digging for gold, right? Very few of those people made money and got wealthy. The people that made out like bandits were those people that were selling shovels. So, as a real estate agent, you are digging for gold. And all of the governing bodies, all of the vendors, all of the people that prey on you are selling you shovels. So you can still get wealthy and make a great living, but just know there's a lot of people with their hand out. A lot. So anyone that's thinking about getting licensed, ask somebody how much they pay a year in fees. There may be fees at your office. It's a lot. And when you see it all broken down, line item by line item, it can be a bit discouraging. I will be very frank and honest with you because nobody was really honest with me. It's very affordable to take the classes. It's very affordable to pay to take your test and get licensed. But the fees, if you're not ready, they can eat you alive. So, with that in mind, let's talk about value. So my very first client was a friend that I just knew from around town. I'm a big networker. I know a lot of people. And he got a great job, making pretty good money, was interested in buying a house. We went and checked out a few. I sat down with my lender, told him about this client, and he met with my client, the lender did. And after going over the numbers and everything, he decided that it was best for him to rent for another year. And I gotta be honest, I agree with him. I said this before, but a lot of agents told me that they don't do rental agreements, that it's very little money, it's not worth their time, and I might get to that stage at some point in my career, but let me tell you why I don't agree with that concept at all. So, think about this. They live there for a year. They're very excited about their new place that I helped them get. And then when it comes time for them to buy a house, who are they going to call? Right? So I look at it as another way to prospect and another way to fill my pipeline with future buyers. So you help somebody rent today, you can help them buy next year. In addition to that, I have my escrow. My very first escrow I'm right in the middle of it. I'm right in the thick of it. And wow, this is a test, right? This is a test of patience. This is a test of composure. This is a test of knowledge. It's all around. It's one for the books. People are telling me, no two deals are the same, no two escrows are the same, but I am running into some trouble with the loan. So one of my coaches told me that I forget the exact quote, but basically the two most important people in the transaction are the lender and the lender. Let's just say that. But oh yes, getting back to value. So I think that the value that you bring as an agent is your expertise, your knowledge of the market, your knowledge of the procedures, and how to guide somebody through the transaction. That's how I can sum up the value that you're giving. A lot of people say, oh man, realtors make so much money and all they do is just show people houses. It's much more complicated than that. A lot of people will say that the easy transactions are there, and then when the hard ones come along, that's where you really earn your money. So, being fairly new, I'm definitely relying on the knowledge and the experiences and the mentorship of the agents, the more senior agents that I'm learning from. And they're explaining to me the importance of using a solid lender, an experienced lender, a local lender, an available lender. And they gave me all the reasons why this was true. And I fully believed these reasons, and I did my best to convey those reasons to the client. For their own reasons, they decided to go with another lender, one of the big name online lenders that you can find, like a big box type of a place. And the reasons that they gave me for choosing that lender were legitimate, but the problems that arose were definitely due in part to the unavailability of this particular loan officer and this particular lender. So I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but I do want to make everyone aware that these things happen and you have to be ready to make adjustments in the middle. So I was fortunate in the fact that the deal was able to be saved by the lender that I initially recommended. Great guy, super solid, super available, quick to act, very fast, problem solver. And it really boils down to just some technicalities with the paperwork, some technicalities with some accounts. It's not a question of are the funds available, do they qualify? It's just you have to know how to present certain scenarios. And creativity is a big part of that, and really just awareness, right? So from my perspective as an agent, I wish that I was more prepared, that I was better equipped to explain the importance of choosing the correct lender for your situation. And I know there's going to be a lot of situations in the future where it's going to be easier to go with another lender, or it's going to be easier to let the client, pick somebody that they like or that they're comfortable with or that sounds good to them at the time. But yes, you have to be able to communicate effectively with all parties involved. You have to be able to foresee potential problems that are coming up and then deal with them. This is very challenging. I lost some sleep over this specific issue, and it's hopefully it's not going to happen to me again. I'll be much more prepared. I'll be able to use this story in the future when I'm telling clients about what happened last time and why we should do this and do that. But wow. I'm thinking about this check right here, this measly couple $100 versus the several $1,000s that I stand to make on this transaction. And I'm thinking about was it worth it? Is this sustainable? And I got to be honest, it was kind of a splash of cold water on my face, like realizing what can be involved in a difficult transaction. And it's not a done deal once the offer is signed. Like, the party is just getting started. So hopefully that insight helped somebody. Please reach out if you have any questions or additional insight that you would like to share. I am always looking to connect with agents in all over, but specifically in Southern California. I'm about an hour north of downtown Los Angeles, so anyone looking to connect, network, pass referrals back and forth, share war stories, I love it. So drop me a comment below. Please like the video if you got any value from it, if you learned anything at all. Subscribe, and let's work. Peace.